No, Kavish Kacha Pratius, Kal Alashin. Want to thank Rabbi Yosef Yafi, Bachon Chav of the Eibush himself, for everything. And first of all, I'm fortunate that all the Lakewood people dump their chametz on me. And by me, it's a schus to have the chametz of Lakewood people. It is an honor and a pleasure. Here they come. Yeshia, Es, Amecha. Here, look, take a look what Lakewood people, they all give me their chametz. They hold, I'm a good makam. All the chametz, mikotten, we had godel, we had all kinds, gin, this is my own eigene chametz, mit naya, old chametz, and new chametz, and chametz. They all give it to me, and by me, it's an honor. It's an honor to drink, if I had the keiches to drink out all their chametz. Maybe I would do it. I'd like to see more of these guys. But anyway, machshava tova. Machshava tova goes berachah b'tzapel l'maisa. That's number one. So I'm honored to see all the chametz that the Lakewood Chaver is giving me, and they're all giving it to me and shit. Not that I'm not the guy, Baruch Hashem, but whatever, they're giving it to me to sell it, whatever. Now, let me mention something to you. First of all, I was thinking about my sons, all zangzin stark, put these farm you can take from he's going to gain us, he's Baruch Hashem, he's the one that I bought a griz al Rambam for his bar mitzvah and not a chavis hababas. And therefore, look what's happening, He's got some brisket and mices, So I want to mention, look up at Pesach, you're allowed to learn griz. It won't kill you. You're allowed to learn griz. It's plenty good. Mutalach. It's nish gefährlich. You're allowed to do it. Worst comes to worst. What? He was? Well, I'm also, I'm a halavai. I'm from the Chelkim. I'm trying to get, because I know that the Grizz used to pace back and forth, chazering psukim of Bטחון. So I'm trying to be like the Chelkim on Musa. We'll get to the Bali Musa some other time. But first, I want to be like the Chelkim. I'm holding still by the Chelkim Madrega. Anyway. What I want to say. Okay, now, it's a big simcha today. Klal Yisrael's heading for such a Eis Ratzin Godel B'Neida, Pesach, just simcha coming up. I recommend. Am I in? You got me? I recommend. Use out every second. Don't waste a minute. Don't make me something sugar. Do me a favor. Have fun. Daven, learn daven gishmak, learn gishmak. Have a good seder. Try to make an impression on Zaidi, even though Zaidi knows it's all baloney. I'm joking. Zaidi is impressed. Zaidi, I just want to be funny, that's all. I'm from the Zaidi guys. And I watched the Einik Klach in action, okay, let's get some kuvit from Zaidi. It's a big thing, getting kuvit from Zaidi. You want to tell you something, the Vardigas, I don't mean this, Bachal. The Vardigas understood kavod. By them, kavod was a game. They laughed at the world. Here it's legitimate. Kids should be taught, make an impression on Zaidi. This is a makom, Adam, get kavod, let Zaidi be proud of you. It's the biggest mitzvah. Look, I do these things I'm a Zaidi, and I'm also trying to get kavod. Like, following my holy footsteps. Just like I'm looking for kavod, you can also look for kavod. If it's done in the right way, why not? But the Nvardigas know the score about kavod, and they laugh at the whole world. And they see when somebody, this guy, you're not getting along? Go. Feed him a lot of kavod. Watch. Oh, your wife's not behaving? Feed her some good kavod. Feed her, girl, lay it on thick. Give her kavod. Watch. You see, I say it like this. The Velt says the way to a man's heart is through his mouth. But what do they say? Through food. Food is the way, is through his stomach. The way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Okay, now what are you going to do if you're not his wife? How are you going to get them? I say, the way to a man's heart is covered. You want to win a guy over? Give him covered. You know, Rav Hutner, it always struck me how all the Rebbes gave Sharaim. Rav Hutner used to give covered. He used to stand up for this one, stand up for that one. I saw it with my own eyes. This one, he was Mahada. Once he stood on Malikud Maser, I was told one of his big Talmidim came to Yerushalayim to a chassan, a famous chassan, a Chaim chassan, Rav Hutner. The Shmuel was over and they got up Malikud Maser. He gave covered. I'm giving out covered. Here's some for you. I'll give you some. When one of his Talmidim was leaving to Eretz Yisrael, he pulled him in the middle, started dancing in the middle with them to make him feel good. I saw this myself. It was Meyerdick. He gave covered handouts. He was smart. That's what you got to do. You're thinking about it, they didn't do that. Reb Gershon didn't hand out covered to me. Oh boy, every time I came there. Yesh lano haschus. Anybody know Hebrew here? We have the schus to have Beinenu harav Mendel in front of everybody. Baal chazek otanu. He came to me mechazekos. That's not why I came. But he made it look like. And since the Alta von Novandig made a trip, and afterwards he became so Mandel's coming, and like he compared me to the Alta von Novandig. I was sitting there like, if I had seichel, I would have written it all down. I would have said, there's no suffix, there's shechina medaberes b'torah greina. And it's true, that's, now I got smarter. He really laid it on thick, that's clear. And what he didn't do, the kavod malachim that Reb Gershon gave me, you know how to do it. I know somebody was going off the deep end. He was never going off the derech. And he came into Reb Gershon over there. He told me himself. All I did, he was in a room alone with Reb Gershon, and Reb Gershon walks out together with him, holding him like this, with a stoltz. And the guy was beaming. And later he told me, Rabbeinu hu beseder. Reb Gershon, he's all right. He knew how to make the guy feel, Listen, if you have any problems, relationships, anything, give covered. I know somebody just came over to me. He's having all kinds of problems, relationship. Why'd you give the guy covered? What's the matter with you? Later on, think he needs a lot, so give him more. Oh, you don't want to give him? You're one of those? Well, give him. Lay it on thick. Be generous. The Welt says compliments. Hey, it doesn't hurt to mean it. The guy's not that bad, even though maybe you're a little like this. Give him some cover. He's probably a tired of Yid. Love him a little bit and kiss him a little bit. I mean it. And be ma'adir rachamim on the guy and understand him. He's never he never has to get along with a kook like you. Right? Let's spell it out. You're so perfect. No. You're not perfect, so he never has to deal with you. So, whatever it is, any way you want to do it. So, I know people, was macht ihr? So, angenehm is, ich sag, der Heilam gibt mir sehr Chumitz. Alle lassen mir sehr Chumitz kommen zu mir. I am the Chumitz in Lakewood. You want to know where everybody drops their chametz by me? Uh-oh. Please, I didn't mean that. You know what's going to happen? You know what happened to my hat? I got a new hat. Shame. As soon as I came to buy a new hat, it was a sale for Yeshiva Light. So everyone was running there. There are hundreds of guys over there running to get hats. So as soon as I walk in there, I don't know any of these guys. They're half my age, old enough to be 9 o'clock. They say, oh, Mandela's here. You shouldn't have a hard time finding a hat. You look for the one that says a rabbi guy, that's for you. And I told myself, I can't even crack jokes anymore. They all know me. And the whole Olam knows me. They know all my jokes and everything. Kisses to the guy who made the hats, who made the names, says, oh, let me put your names. That's writing. HaKadosh V'Anoida. He said, go to. And he starts writing. I says, fine, you don't have to write my name even. Because as soon as you write HaGodel HaKodesh VaNoida B'tzina Kadisha, everybody knows that must be Mendel. So you can leave out my name, you don't have to write it. So he goes ahead, and it's exactly what he did with my telephone number. And I'm stuck with a hat. It said, I says, why don't people understand that sometimes you're making a joke? You have to explain, I mean a joke, please. Don't take me serious. So I said, take care. So anyway.
If someone found that hat, everyone would know it's you.
Yeah, they would. At this point, it's done. It's true. It's upstairs. Anyway, the guy who wrote, oh boy, did he write his own nusach? He's got new girsais on my greatness. You know, they're writing Purushim on the godless of me. So he has his nusach. Everybody has his own. With the Rebbe, everybody's got his own cook of his greatness. You know, he has his cooks. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so now, where am I up to? So the covet. You get some covet, and that's the way to go. Give covet. You see somebody making trouble in your life. The Vardigas all know it. They laugh. Give them covet. What's the saying? Give them covet. Watch how the relationship. Give them covet. I can guarantee you the whole problem is covet. Give them covet. Me cut my guddle. No matter who it is. I have a kid in my class. I have trouble. I'm a troublemaker. I run into covet. Ooh, you're a chashiv kid. And I heard nice things about you. Met them all. He's a new kid. Say something nice. Give him covet. Give him covet as much as you can. You're allowed to do it. Don't be stingy. Give covet as much as you can get away with. Ad hakar. What did it say? The halach is you got to give a guy techacha until he hits you. So, with Hanifa, keep giving it to him until he, Reb Shalom Shadam once said, for Hanifa, krieg menishkin patch. He'll live with it. It'll be okay. Get a little, give cover. The cover jumped after you buy your wife this, and you buy your wife that, and you buy this one, that. Give cover to everybody, to the guests. Give cover and mean it. And hold from the guy. He deserves it. If he's zeicha to be your guest. You know, I'm mechavet my wife so much. That's why I'm a well-to-do person. Chazal say, Shakir Mishisayu, Kadesh Shetisashu. It's a Chazal. You want to get rich? Give cover to your wife. You know, a lot of Shalom Bayis problems? Give cover to your wife. Let's see what happens. Chazal say, you give cover to your wife, you get rich. Now you know why you're not making any money. It's a vicious cycle. Then your wife gets angry. Give covet. You might have to give to yourself covet first. Some people are doormat. And my wife. Oh, my wife. You talk about the wife like the vibe. This after the Rabbeinu Shalom comes his wife. And me, I don't really count. I'm not that mahalach. I hold the godless of my wife is that she was zeicher to marry me. That's what I hold. I'm joking. Anyway. So, Erev Pesach. Now, I was sick this week. First of all, how do you get sick? I know these things. You know, in the Vardik, they know themselves. I was in Arlington, Beis Medrash, giving out Bטחון weeklies, and there I meet a younger man, and he says, oh, Mendel, the Novandik, I'm also in Novandik. You? Yep. My Zayda was in Novandik. Listen to this. Before Zayda was Nifta, Rabbi Shlomo of Shabbos, no. Everything's fine? Baruch Hashem. It's perfect. The next guy also, my cover's at stake. Anyway, they're all golfing. Now, what was I saying? So I meet the guy, he says, Novandik. You're a Novandik? Listen to this. The first thing he told me was, one day I see my Zaidi pacing back and forth, and he looked nervous. I says, what's the matter? He says, for him or his father. So, what happened is his mashkiach, Rabbi Shalom of Shabbos, a Malach Likim. He was English, what a tzaddik Yisrael Delim he was. From the top Talmidim of the altar. It was a big shaskin. He sees him in a dream, and he tells him, let's go. It's time to come to us. You finished your job in this world, you're coming up. And he told it over to his son. Right afterwards, he got sick on the spot. He passed away. Got the message. I was at a Levaya, Novandig Levaya, where Pinchas Menachem Malach was the master, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was Reb Shlomo Figes outside. Oh, sweet people. You don't know how sweet they were. I can't describe it. Pinchas Menachem Malach was a Ger Chassid, besides being the Bardiga. Oh, but he spoke about, yes, they're coming down now from the Vardig to say Bruchim Aboyim. We're coming up to us in Yenevelt. The Novandigas are all coming in Yenevelt to say hello. All those Jews, you want to be in the club that didn't look for covered. You want to be with the Novandigas, you know how big they are. In the next world, all those Novandigas who didn't look for covered. They're all having, my Rebbe told me once, everybody's got his makom in Gan Eden. Some people have a lot of mekaymis. I saw this brought down. In Gan Eden, you could do a lot of traveling. And in the middle, they say, okay, they were just learning some more Bטחון weeklies. You can go up weiter. I'm joking. I'll still be around in May as fun. Anyway. So, they tell you. Anyway, so, now another thing he told me about his Zayda. He was 9 years old. And his father told him, you're going to yeshiva. Years later, a 9-year-old bubby, there was a yeshiva time there in Bialystok in the body. So later when he got old, he says, Tata, a 9-year-old pizza like me, it didn't bother you to send him away to yeshiva? So his father said, it bothers me more to have a son in Amoritz. That's what they were like. His stories about Yiddish mamis that hoping their sons should get whatever, they should jump into the river so they don't get caught by the Machshamainiks who are trying to shma them. And their dream is my son should be roasting on Kiddush Hashem. Their stories. I'm all mamas. What are you talking? It's all allowed, and unfortunately, some people, you have to be nice. That's why I say the Korban Pesach shows I'm a nice person. Don't kill me like a mitzvah. See, a Korban Pesach is edel. I'm show the blood. I ate him, so I'm edel like him. You are what you eat. So I'm going to be a nice person. Not like a mitzvah, and that's why you're going to kill the mitzvah, and me you're going to skip over. That's Pashup Shot. I have more shot them over there, but anyway. So why do you do a bris milah before this? Before you be a nice guy, first do a bris milah. Then you're an emissary, nice guy. First, you take care of Tikkun HaYesod, or else, should I say his name? The guy, the father of communism, a Yidl. I'm a Shumid, Jew hater. He hated Jews, he hated Yiddishkeit with a sinas mames. He's the father of communism. And he had shitas. What was his shitas? You have to be nice. That's communism. Be nice. They were very makbid. The Yumei Tikkun Schoret. They were so makbid on time, the wages. It's a feinkeit. If you don't have your Shemayim, who needs your feinkeit? Look, that's communism. Fine a mensch. You got to be nice. You got to be a yid. Then we'll talk about being nice later. We're not up to it. That's bris milah. Now you'll be a fine. Then you say, halachma anya. I want to give everyone else. I want to be a giving person. You know how many giving person? I knew a shegitz. I won't say his name. They say he didn't believe in Torah and Shemayim. He was a rabbi, and he was the nicest person you ever met. I saw him. Such a fine guy. The Gaon says that the Eibishter makes Rishayim have good midas to test us. You hear what's going on? A nice guy. Rabbi Miller wasn't so nice. You know that? He wasn't nice. Oh no. He was not nice. We had a vad with him, 15 Gilite and Lakewood, a hookup. And we loved it. We were eating out of his hands. In those days, 15 Choshev and Lakewood Gilite. He got himself finally, he wasn't getting covered anyway. I mean, shvach. He had a small little young Yisra of us, Malabatam, he didn't, here he had his B'nai Torah, and after 2 weeks, I can't give the vat anymore. We hit us like a bomb. I have my story. Fafachul. That's right. We didn't go to Chasanis. Fafachul. He wasn't so nice. I'm not so nice. That's official. I'm not such a nice guy. You know how many people sell their neshamas by being nice? You know that? Oh, gotta watch it. Find a mensch. But the first thing I do want to say, that the 2 clear messages, the Carbon Pesach is an Edelkeit, and that's where we eat it. It's an Edelkeit to know we're not mitzvah. We're telling the Eibishter, we're not mitzvah. Halach ma'anya, you start off, but I find a mensch. Amuna, b'tachon, amuna, are you a nice person? You know, by the Arabs, jihad. You gotta be from. Being nice, well, we're not into that sugya. You know, first by us, what's the amuna b'tachon gonna do to you? You gonna give your feelings for other people? Or you gonna, well, I'm b'tachon. I have to be nice also. What do you want from me? I don't talk so much about being nice. I hold it comes automatically, I'm telling you. You work, I've heard this from other people, work in amuna b'tachon. You're happy, you ooze with simcha, kaisi revaya, you're gonna be happy. You're in a good mood, you're not gonna fight with your wife. You learn an hour, half an hour, a lot of b'tachon, and think happy stuff and hold from yourself, then you're not fighting anymore. You're loving. You're doing bria. See, sometimes you want to work the other way. I don't work. The Novandigas didn't do that. Yesh for yesh. There were people that work first. But generally speaking, they held, if you're not all stressed out about, Shazai, you'll be nice also. You'll get it all. Anyway. So. I'll tell you another shot. Why you shecht that animal. You know what the Carbon Pesach is? I found out I was mechaven a little. You told me mechaven for Rabbeinu B'chai. I tell you, you shecht them in Be'eni Mitzrayim. You're working in Amuna B'tachon. First, faf on the Welt. Don't give me Amuna B'tachon. And yeah, Chanifa for him. You know what I liked? I have 2 stars, more than anybody. The Satma and Rabbaran, the biggest Torah builders in America. The Satma, Faf. I remember what they used to say about him. I'm not going to say anything. It wasn't easy. I heard these old Polish Yidden who went through the Nazis. Maybe Yisrael, Eretz Yisrael. Maybe Yisrael, Hotmanish, they all became Tzionim because Yisrael. We have Israel, our own country, so take off your yarmulke, we have our own country, you know. Whatever, a lot of them fell. Zionism wasn't an easy one. And the Satmar came out and he faffed on the ganze Yisrael. That wasn't easy to do. He had to deal with Agedism also. It's not easy. Agedism also, well, you don't have to be so extreme. It was extreme. Reb Geshem was Turkata. All right, it's fine. Everybody's good. And he faffed the moon. Reb Yelish faffed the moon. And Rabbaran, they thought he was out of his mind. They thought he was crazy. No college. I remember. Without all the kids in my class went to college. You out of your mind? Are you normal? College, you have to go. I learned in a yeshivish place already. No such thing. Rabbaran comes up. He held it with strafe. That's it. Ooh. Rabbi, you're going to sit and learn all your life. I want to see that happen. After the wedding, he's going to keep learning. How he's going to manage? What is it? Now the kasha is, the guy's not going into Kailo? How's that going to happen? Now it's the opposite question, the fifth kasha. How's a guy going to get married if he's not going to be learning? Then no girl's going to want him. Am I right or wrong? Don't worry. Everybody's different. I don't make away with it. There are people who go to work and they're Kaddish Kadosh and they're tidy and the like. Anyway, now, nothing wrong. I'm a Malamed. So what was I wanted to say? They faffed on the belt. You know what the Carbon Pesach is? Faff on that mitzvah that you're so afraid of. The mitzvah's coming. It means he's God. It means he's go shecht his God. You know, there's a pasuk. Wait, it sounds like this. Tayavas Mitzrayim v'lo yiskalunu. What's a lashon over there? What? Eine what? What? Eine mitz. Am I going to take the God of Mitzrayim and shecht him in front of his eyes and he won't stone me to death? It's a pasuk. We're horrified. How are you going to do that? A mitzvah, you know what a mitzvah was? They ran the world. They were the big shots. And now you're going to, and he's your Adam that you were so scared of old for 200 years. You're afraid to breathe because he was such a, and now you're going to fop a moon. I'm going to shecht him in front of your eyes. And I'm putting his blood on my mezuzahs and my, there, go, you want to see? That's your God hanging. Fop the moon. That's a Korban Pesach. That's why the Abishah said, these Jews I'm leaving alone. They fought them out, and I found out it was Mechaben to Kada Kemach. He says, that was the schus. To fought when they all became Mordechai's. Who do you think Mordechai learned it from? They learned it from Mordechai. Fafon! Now, let's see, you got it. Now, I'm also working on, so that's Shabbos HaGodel. I also, Shabbos HaGodel means I'm a Godel. That I always get sidetracked. Oh, Mastama, they mean me over here. Shabbos HaGodel, that's probably, after the 10 Pshatim of what Godel means. Now, let's go, Apshat HaAchrein, B'zeh HaAmiti, that's the Emes of Pshat. I'm a Godel. By the way, I'm not joking about that. I don't know if I want to read it into Shabbos HaGodel, that's too sure. But to walk out feeling, come on, you're crazy. You have to hold, you own the world. Every year has to come out. When we left Mitzrayim, Chamushim, with what are you taking along? Spears? Who are you? Tzavakais. You're an Eved. You're half. You know, they came out on slings, you know that? They came out in crutches, you know, in Har Sinai, they had to have a massive refuah. They were blind. The construction, I had a friend of mine who was hit by a construction, he was hit by one of these things, and he never, the last I knew of him, he had to quit half the day, he couldn't work anymore. And he was dizzy and nauseous. One clap from one of those, you know, you're dealing with heavy stuff. And the Mitzvah Dafka did that. They were hoping there would be a lot of casualties, on the job casualties. Yidden what's a hak, that's a bracha to mention. David said, no, it's a bracha to Mises. Soldaten, we're going out, chamushim, but all of B'nai Yisrael, we're going out to tzavakais, a yid, a lady. You know what a Jewish lady is? A lady is already a lady in it. Tznuah. Eishes chayil. What's chayil with lady? Darke shalish lashes b'chama. B'shalom lo yechzor. You know what shalom means? When you're taking warfare, what's ladies getting involved in this stuff? And Eishes chayil, your father sings it to your mother every Shabbos. There's a soldier in the house. Mommy, what's going on? You know, Rabbi Miller describes Sarah Imenu. She was a mashkiach. Don't start up with her, the mama Sarah. She saw Yishmael is nisht arais, and Avram couldn't handle it. She had to be tough. A Jewish lady. She said, without the ladies, we'd be in the garbage can. If they wouldn't have been tough ladies, they were tough. To be a tznuah, to be a nashim tznuah, the galo, they were tough, the right kind of tough. I think you got to know how to do that. Can't be, look, some people are mahader being tough ladies. Some people are very good at it, maybe too good. I'm joking. I don't mean it. Some of our best ladies, they say about my Elta Zay, the Elta Baba, she was the boss. That's fine. And they say also, in my house, for sure, my wife is the boss. I'm joking. Anyway, whatever my wife says, that I want to tell you something. They said in Novandig like this. First of all, I want to tell you about let's get personal. I love getting personal. Gets everyone excited. What's this guy really going to talk about? Do you know the Reb David Blacha? There's a Chazal that said, B'Tzoyz Hashem Darkei Yish, Gam Oivav Yashal Mito. It's a pasuk in Mishlei. If Hashem likes you, even your enemies are going to be friends with you, right? So in Chazal, oiv of his enemy means his wife. If you behave yourself, then your wife will make up with you. How's that? I told this to a lot of ladies. I don't want one lady to hear that. That's awesome. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. It's not good for ladies to hear this. Because they're going to go ahead, Rabbi Mendel said, blah, 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 blah. Now I'm in trouble. They're going to come running to me. And I messed up the Shalom Bayis because the lady says, so if you behave, then I become good, That's why Shalom Arush, the Breslova, wrote 2 Sfarim of Shalom Bayis. One for men only and one for women only. Do not look in the other ones because then it's over. Each one's going to hear what the other one has to hear. Then we're finished. Each one has to feel, I'm the one in charge of the Shalom Bayis around here. Then there's hope. Okay, anyway. But what was I saying? Personal. Rav David Blacha. A God will be Yeshua Mamish. He was in Slobodki. He was in Slobodka and Novandik. And he was Rabbi Avram Gruzensky's Chavrusi. You know what that means? Forget it. There was no one like him anywhere. They wanted him for Shidduch. The whole world was running after him. You know what he did for Shidduch? They all wanted him. He had 2 years. He wasn't sure. Slobodka or Novandik. He was in between. He ended up in Novandik. So he was Rosh Yeshiva of Mezrich. So they were the most extreme. There's pictures of him smiling. Zisaheliga mentioned what he was. David Blacha. Geshen held him to be the real. He was the Yerush of the Emes Hashita of Nevada. He was married. Anyway, he needed a shidduch. You know what he said? The next thing they read me, boom, it's done deal. He announced it for the whole world to hear. So nobody decides this is a good one. I'm not I'm no nar over here. I'll get the big fish. No problem. He says it himself. I'll get him. He goes ahead, gets a shot on the spot, pays him a fortune. He says, go read the shidduch. He read the shidduch. David Blacha says, fine. In the Novandik, they believed in closed esrig boxes. Not just esrigs. Wives. Closed esrig box, I promise you. I know a lot of those closed esrigs, they lived happily ever after. Because they have different, what's marriage? I told a guy today, he's having trouble from his wife. I says, what do you have so much to do with her for? She yells, so get out of the house. What's the problem? Don't be so married, He's married, but the marriage is working like this. The marriage, let's fix the marriage. Are we speaking to each other? Are we not? Let's say, yeah, by the way, I've heard lately a lot of therapists and Rabbanim have told people, you have Shalom Bayis problems? Watch Mendel. I promise you, I'm hearing you left and right. Because I heard all the therapists are getting together and they want to they may want to make trouble, but they know they don't stand a chance. These guys are going, they don't pay a penny, just listen to me and watch what happens. So what was I saying? Who? Where am I up to? Double Blacha. Oh, okay. So, what? Don't be so married. Who cares? But she yelled at me. So, learn Musar that Bezyanis is good. Then your problem's gone. Enjoy it. Tell her, Mommy, you haven't yelled too much today. I missed your sweet voice. You know how to do it good, Ma. Keep it up. Become a Baal Musar. In fact, it's just a way of thinking. I saved a guy's life with this. The guy had an Yenamachla in his throat. He called me up, horse, he was going out of his mind. And he says he got Yenamachla. I says, who bothered you? He said, who bothered just before you got it? Oh, well, my wife is she screams at me. The problem is you're upset with your wife. Why? Because you can't stand vaginas, right? Okay. Get a sefer, learn it for 2 weeks, half hour a day. You'll learn how to love vaginas and you're cured. I promise you. This happened 5 years ago. 2 weeks later, he was cured. And he kept learning it another year at least. Now when his wife yells at him, oh, sweet music. Ma, keep it going. You're good at it. That's just what I need. Somebody yell, what happens if somebody's so male of what? What happened? You're dead, but you know what my Shvei used to say in the Haim? Kach b'nai salavcha daivris. That's the way they talk. Leave them alone. She screams, so. But that's not a relationship. Who told you this relationship isn't? Well, it means we're not communicating. What do you have to communicate for? She makes good kugel. You enjoy it. You got cute kids. What do you want from her? Let her scream. Why not? She likes to scream. I don't see the problem. But anyway, you can get rid of that. In the Vardik they held, if you really, really ask help, your wife straightens out completely. But I saw all kinds in the Vardik. I saw big Vardik is where the wife remained one of those ad seif yameha. I know two of them that they went through the Nazi Holocaust. They were not normal. So you can't really, and I knew others where the lady started off like this, and after married to a guy that you can't fight with, that's not interested in the whole sugya, and he laughs it off, and he's still, so after a while she says, there's no fun. You can't fight with this guy. He's not interested. So she gave up, and she decided, let's be friends. And he doesn't care either way. Some of them probably missed the good old days when they were Mami Doisa, and Zecha, Avir and Kolb Shav. It's okay. But there is such a thing. They will turn around if you behave. Anyway, David Lacha was learning Musa Barabim. He's the Rosh Yeshiva himself, one of the biggest, the main branches of the Vardik. Was he learning Musa B'Spilas in front of everybody? If I behave myself, my wife will calm down. I don't chop that story. It still bothers me. How do you advertise everything in public? They were open about it. But I don't know how he maintained it. He was mechubadik, not shayach. He was they held from them everywhere. He was a godel mamish, and that's the way he talked about Rabbim. Gam ishta yashlim hitai. If you behave yourself, your wife will straighten out. So all I have to do is take care of me. But anyway, this guy, to get him, the guy did a shtickle. Yeah, they say the guy, this regular guy, he could have gotten the biggest godel, anybody's daughter. He was Slabotkin, a Vardik, a Goyin, and a Tzaddik. He was Zoiskalten. He wrote a sefer on Musa that everyone's after it. I'm looking at it right now. It's a red sefer. There may be no Musa. Nah, it's ain't Shaya. So he's a shtickle combination of Vardik Slabotkin. There's nothing like him. Pictures of him. You want to bring it? Bring it. That red sefer over there. Take a look. The red one. Right there. You're looking at it. Yeah, that's it. You get down. That's it. Bring. David Blachas, Chos Yegan later didn't leave any children. Name should his Heilig and Hashem should be a Melitz Yesha. Reb David Blacha, go see pictures of Heilig and Avadig and Yid. Reb David, here he is. Reb David Blacha, Reb Gershon, what he said about him, Reb David. Here's another picture. Here's Reb David Blacha. The Nazis killed him, Reb David Blacha. Reb David Blacha. This sefer is packed with beautiful stuff. David Blach, and what do I want to say about him? Oh yeah, there's a Pesach story about him. Just in time. You don't have there Pesach with him? No matzahs, no food. He come out. No, the exact details. In the Vardik, they spent 4 weeks away from home before they come to Pesach. And they spend time learning Musa. He comes home, and the new people, then they really do a job. Comes home, and his wife's crying. We have 100 bachrim, they're going to eat by us. We have no mat, there's no food, there's no nothing. And anyway, as she's talking, we have to get the suits from the cleaners, and the cleaners won't give it to us because we don't have any money, and the bachrim are going with sugar, and there's no food, no this, no that. I forgot the details. As she's talking, they get an eviction notice. You're being evicted. As she's talking. And the elder said, And she said, and we just had there's a bris in the family. We have no money for the bris. The kids have no shoes. The kids, what you in Isis? And as she's talking, he's laughing his head off. And it's Arab Pesach, you know. And there's matzahs over there, a big stack of matzahs that he worked like a meshuggah. He was mahadam in mitzvahs. You know, Novandig is a mahadam in this. The most beautiful matzahs. There was a barrel of wine, and as his wife is kvitching, suddenly the barrel cracks, and the wine spills all over the house and drenches all the matzahs. Chazak, chazak, shachmat. It's over. If you thought you had any problems, now they begin. Listen to this one. This is 2 days before Pesach. And he starts laughing. Reb Dovel Blacha starts laughing. And his wife is going out of her mind. It's not easy to be married to a Novandig. Anyway, they say she was okay. You know what he did? He says, Oidcha ke'ani shani vat'ili l'Yeshua kefida Inoi. That's how big the Yeshua is. The bigger the Inoi, the bigger the Yeshua. And then he mechazik his chaver, come, let's dance. They start dancing and knocking and singing. And they meant it. Nobody, they didn't play games. They didn't just, let's work up b'tachon. They spent hours with this stuff. The b'tachon was, they were dancing and mechazik his wife. Zog zog goldish babala. You're fine. The next day they won the lottery ticket. The next day they won the lottery ticket. They say you used to always win the lottery ticket, by the way. Was the first time. Hear this? And the lottery paid for everything. Diva Heise, they bought shoes for the kids, they bought everything. No? That's a great Pesach story, no? Anybody want to try that? Let me tell you my own problems. Now my personal problems come up. I want to get more personal around here. Anyway, my wife does all the work. I love work. I could watch it all day. I watch the way my wife works, and I love the way she works. I'm joking. Hey, no, you're not allowed to hear this. This is not right. You don't talk like that. Rabbi Mendel, don't ever listen to him again. You see all the ladies are going to get on my case. You don't start up with them. Anyway, but let me tell you what just happened to me. I was sick. I couldn't move. So, my mamish couldn't move. What's this? And then I called in, I can't go to school. And then I'm in bed, I'm not moving, I can't, nothing. Finally he says, wait a minute. First of all, I knew where it came from. You listen closely. Listen closely. You want to do tshuva? Listen, I'm a frum guy, believe it or not. I do have by nature. My Bubba's name was Fruma Leah. Ushma Kainhi. She was frum like crazy. She's Tadekis Gemura. All the Gdalim held from her. She started girls' schools in America, Tadekis. But she was very frum. My father and his brothers, the Mandels, well, they frum. All the whole family was on the frum side. And me, by nature, I'm frum as could possibly be. I'm really one of those. I don't want to tell you stories, what I used to do, because you're going to look at me, I got some frum. I was very, very frum, and I believed in... you can't lose it completely. The Novandig has got a hold of me, and they killed me. They killed me. No, it's not that. Gesher wasn't from me. He gave his life away for the Yebishter. It's a different story. He wasn't from me. And Yom Kippur, he was laughing and joking and crying also. Yeah, you have to know how to play that game, you know. Anyway. So I was from, and I have, they called me up. People who never have kids Down syndrome. I'm now speaking Yiddish. Chassidish guys who never have a kid that's these type of problems, and they're going out of their minds. It says, they say I'm speaking to 10,000 people. I don't know how many people I'm speaking for, but I speak on the thing. I told them, Don't you dare. You're the best people. I have Gabrias. I don't want to get involved. People who never have these things, not only is that a bad sign, it's a good sign. And don't put yourself down. I was very into that shit. And then the guy says, if you shouldn't buy an auto, you're fashmish by myself. So I says, listen to me. I heard B'Shem the Chazanish. He held that Chazal was not in the Geber. Who heard that? I heard B'Shem. I heard from big people. Watch out with that Chazal. Okay. But in Novandik, there were people who did that. My Rebbe used to do it, who worked. He knew what to do. Within days, he was cured. It's not Pashut. If you know what you're doing. I had such a mice, it's Gan Eden. Do tshuva and you're better. I've seen that. There's a makam, but most people, don't you dare. So I told him like this, if you know what you're doing, do tshuva. Why not? But it's not. You're just getting depressed and for the rest of your life, it's because I did this and that. So I'm telling you, the emes of Pshat Nat Chazal for you is, you're fashvesh b'maisov. What did I do good to be Zeicha that Hashem picked me for that in the saying? Because He picks only the best people. So be mafashbesh for the rest of your life. Why was I Zeicha to that? That's what I said. I said this in public. I'm sure, I hope they liked it. So Bekitza. Now when you knock yourself, I say do tshuva on one thing. Al tirashe b'fnei atzmacha. Okay, now I'm going to tell you a Klar Zachem. I get sick when I get from. It's a Matthias. That's one of the reasons why But this is really bad. You're never going to be finished. Yeah, but they already said that it's really, you already spoke to her. Yeah, but still, it's hard to put you down. You get sick. This happens by me all the time. If I'm not careful with that stuff, that's why in Novandik they taught me, you want to do tshuva? Have more b'tachon. That's the ikket tshuva. Anyway, soon I started changing my thoughts, and I started feeling better, and I started thinking positive. I'm going back to school. The next day I'm back in school. I spent 5 hours like nothing happened, except I said, hey, I don't want to have coffee in front of the kids. A whole 5 hours, I didn't cough once. As soon as I left, suddenly I'm coughing all over again. Oh, remember you asked in front of the kids, I basically gave you what you wanted. Listen to this one. So, but as soon as I get out of school, I was shaking all over. Got worse. Suddenly I was okay, but suddenly it was sheklach, and they noticed it. And this guy, the medic over there in the school, Rabbi Mendel, is everything okay? You don't look good. And if you, are you okay? You look terrible. You better get home. Another guy says, another fellow, but I'll get you some for tomorrow. I see the matzav. You have to take care of yourself. I was back in bed like nothing happened. I mean, like I was never good. I got back in the garbage can. And because they convinced me that I'm sick. That's all you need. Kind-hearted friends. They keep telling you that you're sick. I promise me. It's so hard to fight them. I told a Gadol B'Yisrael who's in a wheelchair with the medical apparatus, Refuah Shalema. He almost killed me. He's an Adam Gadol Admai. I don't want to say his name in public. He knows what he's doing. Who is he good? He's one of my favorite. He started screaming at me. Who says I'm sick? Who told you I'm sick? He's sitting there in a wheelchair going all over the place. I'm not sick. That's why he's on Me'evesim. He's almost 100. I don't know what he is. That's why. As soon as you say you're sick, I'm sick. Get sympathy. I got to stop already. Smack in the middle of everything. I got to finish just this shtickle. Then I started pumping myself. Back to the school. As soon as I met. Because I had to go to the doctor already. Before I go to the doctor could have said it's chamor or it's kal. I says, Eibishter, make sure he says it's kal. I went to the doctor. The doctor looks me over. He says, look, most doctors would say this is a chamor matzav, but I'm going to say it's kal. Yeah, it is. And we're going to hold on for a day or two, see what happens. And for those day or two, I kept Eibishter, no, I want it even better. It looks better, but it's not better. I didn't even deal with nobody, strictly. I walked in, it was there, just before Shabbos, I wanted to go in again just to show him everything's okay. The place was closed. Urgent care to tell me, Mendel, get out of that place. You don't need it. Is that a Misa? You stay with the Abish. Do you want to be healthy? Join my club. If I learn Musa, you'll be happy. Okay, I've been